Welcome back to the Trail Life live stream table here at the America Fest by Turning Point USA. Excited to be with you on this interview. I think this series of 3 interviews that we're doing with our Freedom Rangeman, Roy, I believe are our most important interviews that we're doing.
Totally agree.
This guy is a junior, Avi Maljenian. I get that right?
Yes, sir.
Avi Maljenian. We flew in from Hillsdale College to California for the holidays, and then gave up his holidays to be here with us and participate here. He is a machine.
Wouldn't miss it.
He's been working nonstop for 3 days. It's been absolutely incredible watching him. I just told him a little while ago, I said, hey, you can go home a little bit early tonight. He's like, nope, I'm in to win. I'm here all the way through. I'm not leaving until the last person's out of this room. I was like, dude, you're a machine. So it's our great pleasure. I want to tell you something that you need to hear from not just us, but just as we represent trail life at this table. You're the product of you're the end result of all of the hopes and dreams of every volunteer out there in the field. A young man that's going to grow up and understands what biblical masculinity is. And so I think people are going to be blessed by your story and how you got into trail life. To my far right is Roy Baldwin. Television left is Roy Baldwin, CGO, Chief Growth Officer of Trail Life, and Avi Maljenian.
Yes,
You're the topic of the day.
Oh boy, what do you want to know?
Yeah, so give us your stats. Tell us a little bit about you, and how long were you in Trail Life, and how did you enjoy the process? So just take the mic and go.
Gotcha. Yeah, so I transferred from Boy Scouts to Trail Life in December 2019. I was, I believe, rank of Star, and I progressed pretty quickly through the ranks, thanks in large part to my troop master, Joe Morelli.
Shout out Joe Morelli.
Please, yeah. He and the other leaders in my troop really encouraged me, and we didn't have any Freedom Rangemen, so they kind of put some of their hope into me and put a lot of their work and time into me, and by God's grace, I became the first Freedom Rangeman in my troop, and
Very cool.
I've been mentoring other rangemen in my troop ever since. I actually just got the text about a week ago that 2 of the guys I was mentoring just got their award together. So, yeah, it's super exciting. But basically, I got the Freedom Rangeman in 2022, and ever since then, I've been an adult leader in my troop, mentoring guys who want to get the award. So it's something that's really special to me. I've wanted the Freedom Award, or kind of that equivalent in Boy Scouts, ever since I was 5. So being past that point and being able to help guys get to attain that dream of mine is just the best thing ever for me, really.
Fantastic. So Trail Life, we're built on 3 core principles: adventure, character, and leadership. So I want to ask you, formationally as a young man, how important was the adventure that you got from Trail Life? And you probably had that in other areas of your life too, but your parents and you decided that you wanted to go the adventure route that Trail Life brought.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so Trail Life provided most of the adventure in my life, if I'm being honest.
Okay.
I mean, if I didn't have Trail Life, I know I would not have been backpacking the high Sierras, canoeing down the Colorado River, running around in the Mojave Desert with my boys.
It's awesome.
Just learning about God and nature together. So, I mean, Trail Life, yeah, again, brought most of the adventure to my life, and I'm really grateful for that, because I love getting out in God's creation, and I just don't want to stay too far away from it. So Trail Life scratched that itch for me for sure.
Oh, wow. I like that you called it scratch the itch for it. But it really is for a boy. Mark talks about this a lot in his conversations about what the compass of a boy's heart is, and it's really that adventure. Who's with me? Where are we going? And then who's the leader?
Yeah.
And so that adventure, I'm going to ask you to step back a little bit. And you talked about if I didn't get it from Trail Life, I probably wouldn't have gotten it. I wouldn't have done the High Sierras. I wouldn't have done Mojave Desert, all of the things. How has that adventure affected your life for the good? And then it's not just those events. Those events teach you boldness and courage and all the things. But how does it shape your future and the path that you're on right now?
Well, it's helped me realize in part, the kind of job I want. I don't want to be in a job that takes me away from the outdoors entirely. I mean, when it comes to what I've learned from the adventure that Trail Life's provided, beyond just going on the adventures itself, I mean, obviously there's a leadership aspect, but there's emergency preparedness, there's first aid, there's just so many skills that you can learn in the outdoors, and even more importantly, you just feel closer to God. At least for me, I've always felt closer to God when I was out seeing things that were not made by a man, just surrounded by things that God had made, and being able to immerse myself in that, touch real dirt, sit by a real fire, that sort of thing.
Yeah, shout out to Hillsdale College, by the way. Also, you're also a product of Hillsdale College.
I will be soon, yeah. So I'm a junior right now. It's awesome. They provided me a pretty decent scholarship just because of the Freedom Award, and so that's really neat that they partnered with us for that.
That is fantastic. That is.
Avi,
Yeah.
talk a little bit how Trail Life prepared you for Hillsdale.
Absolutely. So basically, learning how to do administrative work really is something that Trail Life's been really good at, especially with the Freedom Award. I mean, you got a lot of stuff to write down and figure out, and there's a lot of stuff to figure out how to study and how to apply knowledge. And so having to learn all those skills in Trail Life, through the handbook, and then translating them into real-world activities when you're in the outdoors. Doing those knots, learning those knife skills, those blade skills, and then actually implementing them. That's helped a lot when it comes to school, because you learn a language, for instance, you read it on a paper, and then you have to learn how to say it out loud and carry a conversation. And when it comes to other topics, learning how to take a test, having to memorize information that you can then apply in a real-life situation. Trail Life's been awesome for that, especially the Freedom Award.
Sure,
Yep.
That's great.
So you talked about the preparation. Roy asked you a question. How did it prepare you? How did Trail Life prepare you for Hillsdale? I'm interested in this because 70% of moms will look at their 18-year-old son and just kind of shake their head internally and say he's not ready for the world. That's what the stat is. It's a real stat, and I think that's really a shame that we're raising a generation. We've been raising generations that aren't really prepared for the world. And so you go to Hillsdale College. How far away is that from home?
About 2,000 miles.
About 2,000 miles, right?
Something like that, yeah.
Where is Hillsdale?
So Hillsdale's in, I guess, southern Michigan is where I'll put it. Hard to say an exact location. Somewhere about in the middle of nowhere is what we like to say. So about an hour and a half.
You can't disclose the location. I didn't know that.
I mean, we can. It's just hard to remember because we're just so far from stuff.
Yeah.
We're about an hour and a half, 2 hours away from Detroit.
Okay.
That's kind of a good way of placing it. About an hour from Ann Arbor, where University of Michigan is.
You didn't drop out. Certainly, you've had your challenges at Hillsdale.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, and in the first year is always hard when you go there. But you didn't drop out. You didn't give up. You didn't quit.
No, sir.
That's because, in part, I believe, because you hiked the high Sierras, right? You had this adventure in your life where you had stumbles and struggles that you had to overcome.
Oh, yeah.
Because it meant getting back down the mountain, right?
The first day of a backpacking trip is always the hardest, and I think that was the same for Hillsdale. The first year is always the most difficult, and it doesn't necessarily get easier. I mean, you still get imposter syndrome, like, oh my gosh, so many smart people, why am I here? But, I mean, just like Trail Life, I did the preparation hikes for this backpacking trip, so I can take it. I did the tests right. I studied hard. I can be here at this school. But one thing that you hit on is, mothers being worried that their kids aren't prepared for life. I think something that is really important that you kind of touched on that I'd like to elaborate on a little bit is that parents in this day and age, I think it's difficult for them to prepare their kids to really be released from their parents' coattails when it comes to their faith.
Come on, preach.
I've met a lot of kids at my school and just in general who were Christian and they grew up Christian and they came to school or they separated from their parents somehow and they just decided, oh, I'm going to take a break from religion. That at first shocked me, but now it just makes me sad, and it's something that I try to impress to the guys in my troop and guys in other troops that I've spoken to, is that we really need to take ownership of our faith when you're young. And honestly, that's why the Worthy Life Award is, for me, the most important component of the Freedom Award, because it teaches you how to build, develop, and then keep those holy habits in past your high school years, into college, and beyond.
I don't believe there's a mom that's watching this that doesn't want some aspects of what you're talking about for their son. I think it's really, really, really powerful. So that's kind of how adventure prepared you, and all these things are intertwined. I'm trying to separate them, but they are intertwined.
Yeah.
So character, how has your character been developed? by being in trail life? And where have you seen that character shine, like while you're in college or away from home or in a relationship with a girl, that kind of thing?
Yeah.
By the way, don't get in trouble. Who's your girlfriend?
Yeah, my girlfriend's a Hillsdale student. We're in the same year. We met at a mixer for Hillsdale students in Southern California, and we started dating second semester freshman year. We've been together almost 2 years. She's awesome. She's a really strong Christian. And, yeah, we're looking to see where God takes us.
Fantastic. I just kept you out of hot water.
Thank you.
Take it from somebody who's been in relational hot water a lot in my life.
Good to know.
That's right.
I appreciate it. But, yeah, in terms of character, so one thing that's really important, at the very least at Hillsdale, is the honor code. And people kind of, ridicule it a lot at school, but it is really important. One of the really cool things about the honor code is that it enables us to have what we call a high trust society, so people can leave valuable objects pretty much anywhere on campus, and they know that other students won't mess with it, won't tamper with it, won't take it. And that's not the way it is everywhere else, but trail life definitely teaches you that sort of ownership, not just to not mess with other people's stuff, but just to be careful with your things, to be careful with the way you live your life, to be careful how you represent yourself, to be careful how you refine your character, who you stay with, who you hang out with, and that's something that kind of trail life's prepared me for. Because not all the boys in trail life are boys you necessarily want to hang out with. Because when you're young, you're impressionable. I'm still very impressionable. Who I hang out is who I am. So who I hang out with is who I am. Apologize. But yeah, basically, what trail life taught me is to pick my friends very carefully.
Awesome, fantastic. Roy, anything on character you want to know? Do you want to ask? I see your wheels turning over there.
Yeah, I'm kind of struck by, you talked about character and then you related it to the friends you choose. Can you expand a little bit more on that?
Absolutely. So part of that is being a good judge of character, and that's difficult for boys to be, I'll be honest. It's difficult for everyone who's young.
What do you think that is?
Being able to tell if someone is who they say they are. That's part of it.
Yeah.
And to be honest, that's a large part of it for me, because I've met people at trail life and at school who are, they say they're one thing, and you look at their
Sure.
life and you kind of hang out with them for a little bit and you see the way they live their life.
Right.
And it turns out they are not at all like what they say. Or maybe they're sort of like what they say, but their words are really a mask for something else that they're trying to hide from you.
Right.
So, in terms of being a judge of character, yeah, that's what I'm on about.
It reminds me when I worked with adjudicated youth in New York City.
Yeah.
This is back in the mid '90s, and the
Before
kids.
my time.
Yeah, Dad, a long time ago. But they would talk about dude, stop fronting. Stop fronting.
Yeah.
Be your true self, whatever that is. And I always appreciated about that with the boys from New York City and what they taught me. But that's one of the things they taught me. Just be true. Don't break their honor code, their honor system, which was, being yourself, which I think is huge. So
even at school, I mean, you can tell there are people that are hurting on the inside, but they cover it up with a really tough shell.
Sure.
And I mean, you can tell even by just listening to their voice, they kind of have this tough voice, and you can tell they're trying to cover something up. And that's probably going to be the way it is in life. I don't know. I haven't lived life yet outside of school, outside of trail life, outside of being a youth, but I'm guessing I'll learn that that's just the way it is. You gentlemen can correct me, but that's what I've seen so far.
So adventure, characters being so tied in. You kind of touched on this, but without saying the word, it's given you the ability to have an integrated life where the outside is the same. Integrity. Mm-hmm. The outside is the same as the inside. The inside is the same as the outside. I think that's really, really powerful. So character can kind of be sometimes translated as integrity.
In a way, yes.
Yeah, absolutely. I know they're different, somewhat, but they're closely related.
They are. Leadership,
man. I've noticed since you've gotten here that you represent yourself in such a way of one. It's servant leadership. I've seen you serve really, really well, but
Thank
also
you.
That next level, because leadership's not just service. Leadership, that's the highest level of leadership. But leadership is also taking authority over a situation, being there. Mm-hmm. It's also being able to collaborate with others in a way that leads to an outcome that you want.
Right.
So how has trail life And that process of going through the patrol method, of being a student leader in that environment, how has it developed your leadership?
Well, I can't go any further without thanking my parents for that. They really prepared me very well for the environment of trail life, how to be a servant leader, how to take charge, when to take charge. But yeah, trail life's patrol method has really aided me in that. As I rose through the ranks, my troop leaders saw that, I had taken some leadership on in Boy Scouts, but I still had a lot to learn, and also, unfortunately, I hadn't exactly learned the right way of leading boys, much less of leading men. So my troop master and some of the other really good leaders in my troop kind of took me under their wing, and they taught me how to be gentle, how to be humble, how to be kind to those I was leading, and then also just how to be a good follower. I think that's kind of part of what a good leader is learning how to be a good follower when necessary, and learning how to step out and be a leader when it really matters.
Talk for those who might not be super familiar with trail life. Talk about, like you talk about, your troop leaders teaching you humility. What? Give us an example.
Yeah,
of
absolutely.
What that would look like.
Yeah. So, for instance, learning how to take correction is something I point to.
Can we role play? Let's role play that.
I'm still struggling with that one,
yeah,
Roy.
So I want him to coach. Why don't you coach Kelly?
Okay, I can do that.
Let's
Yeah,
not
for
do
sure.
that.
Let's help Kelly learn how to take correction.
Absolutely.
Teach me how to be correct.
Young man,
Oh, I'm gonna love this.
when someone's giving you correction, remain silent. Listen to them.
Oh, that's good.
Take what they have to say in stride. Remember that even if they are the biggest idiot they're probably trying to correct you out of the goodness of their heart.
Out of love, right?
Exactly. So take that into consideration. Listen to them genuinely, because even the biggest idiot can make the smartest guy look like an idiot if he sees something that the smartest guy hasn't. So,
oh man, look,
Dude, that is-
dude, dropping pearls of wisdom over here.
Dude, that's so good.
you flatter me.
No, I don't. Yeah.
But
That's good.
yeah, absolutely. So just remembering to listen, genuinely thank them for their advice, and then actually take a second, because they took a second to come to you, to talk to you. Take a second to think about their advice and how you could actually use that in their life. And, if you can see something right away that what they're saying can help you, then let them know, hey, thank you, I appreciate that. I'll have to use it in this area. Or, hey, thank you, I was deficient in this area and I could use your advice. But most importantly, shut down that defensive mechanism that is so natural to all humans.
Is there anything
you'll learn the
else I
most
need
that
to
way.
receive right now?
I don't know. I think you're pretty good.
No, this is what, listen, I wonder, and this is the beauty of trail life. I wonder how many young men have been taught how to receive correction.
Not many.
Correct?
None.
Like, where do you get that skill? That's not necessarily
That's a good point, Roy.
taught. Because I see a lot in our culture and our society that have not been told or how to receive correction in a way that is not a personal threat to their entire identity.
It's so difficult.
Yeah.
I had to learn it so many times the hard way.
Right.
So I will plug one book that helped me out a lot called The Art of Manliness. And there's an entire section in it.
Good.
I basically quoted straight from it. So I've got to, just like in school, you have to provide a bibliography and cite your sources. Otherwise, that's plagiarism. You'll get expelled. So I just got to let you know, it wasn't me. That was
Honor
The Art
code.
of Manliness. Exactly. There you go. But there's an entire section about how to receive correction and then how to give correction. And honestly, giving correction is also super difficult because you have to avoid being condescending. And again, I think one of the reasons that it's so hard to take correction is because it's so hard to give it. People sound condescending whenever they're attempting to give correction, and so that immediately triggers the self-defense mechanism. Hey, it's not me, it's something else.
Right.
Hey, it's not me, it's out of my control. But you really do have to think about what is within your control when someone comes to correct you. It's so important.
It's good, man. That's good, Avi.
Avi, tell us a little bit about what the future holds for you.
Well, the future holds for me. Let's see.
What are you hoping? Life goes exactly the way you want it.
Exactly the way I want it.
Which it won't, but you know.
Of course, yeah. We make our plans and God laughs. But,
yeah.
Well, Lord willing, graduating college, doing well, walking across the finish line, not limping, with a degree in political economy and a minor in military history.
Which, by the way, I think is totally cool that you're going to minor in military history.
That is something that really only Hillsdale can offer.
Yeah, before we got on the thing, I asked him like his favorite era, and your favorite era for military history is?
The Cold War.
And why is the Cold War your favorite?
That's interesting.
Well, the Cold War has shaped a lot of the paradigms in which we now live, and even though we've kind of moved beyond some of those kind of paradigms, they still shape how we live today and how our national defense strategy is placed. But before I go any further, one of my plans...
We're going to cite a source.
Lord willing, all going to plan, getting married.
Yeah, getting married.
Having kids.
Having kids.
Sounds like Charlie Kirk.
That's right.
Get married, have kids.
That's right.
Yep, something like that.
So I'm not going to ask the question, is the one you're dating now that one? So I'll leave you off of that. You just smile.
Lord willing.
Lord willing.
Lord willing.
I like it. I love it. I love it. So I want to leave you with this. I'm going to ask you 3 questions. Okay?
Hit me.
And Roy, you got anything else?
No, I'm good, man.
No.
This has been great.
Yeah, it has. And I just want to say to everybody, this is the product. As he answers these next 3 questions, I'm putting the pressure on him. But as he answers, just brush it off. I love it. As he answers these 3 questions, I want you to understand that this is the product of great parenting and also trail life.
Right.
And I hadn't asked you this, but probably a great church too, where you got some biblical truth in your
I would
life.
say so, yes.
Yeah, awesome.
But great parents. Great parents.
So the first 60 seconds, I want you to talk to every young boy who's thinking about or is in trail life or thinking about being part of trail life. And how would you encourage them?
Well, for starters, I'll have a hook. Trail Life has probably some of the best outdoor adventure programming I've ever seen in any scouting institution, period. At the very least for my troop, that's what we specialize in. That's our bread and butter. And we're very good at pairing that with our ministry to the young boys. The way we mentor them it pairs very well with the outdoors. So I'd say that's a great start. Another thing for boys, but also for parents too, is Trail Life has programs that are dedicated to making sure that you remain strong in your faith and that you build your faith from where it was so that you're ready for when the world hits you, which could be in Trail Life or it could be after. And then let's see what else. Well, yeah, Trail Life prepares you a lot for the real world. It prepares you for the challenges you'll face. You'll learn how to improvise, adapt, and overcome over any situation that you might encounter. But with the Lord's help, you have to learn to lean on the Lord, and Trail Life will help you do that.
Love it.
This is fantastic.
That's just about all I got. But I mean, Trail Life will
60
teach
seconds,
you.
bro.
Yeah, there you go. Trail Life will teach you the fruits of the Spirit.
Oh, man. Way to drop the hammer on the last little bit there. All right, 60 seconds. I really want you to talk to parents who are thinking about putting their boys in trail life and what it means to them. I want you to speak from the heart. Just think about your parents thinking about deciding to put you in.
Well, Trail Life will teach your kids how to live out Proverbs 19:20. Listen to advice and accept instruction, and in the end you will be wise.
Can you say that again?
Absolutely. Proverbs 19:20. Listen to advice and accept instruction, and in the end you will be wise. That ties back to my last point about taking constructive criticism, but also at the same time, Trail Life will teach your boys how to learn. We'll also get your wiggles out. That's for sure.
Yeah.
We'll get them out in the outdoors, and we'll run them in circles until they get tired. We'll get them out on the trails, on the water.
Every mom's out there, where's the button
Where's the button?
to sign up?
Where do I sign my kid
It's
up?
on the Trail Life website. Go find a troop near you. I've been saying that to everyone today.
Awesome.
But yeah, really, Trail Life will get your boys into the outdoors away from you for a little bit, which is always nice. But it'll also teach your boys how to interact with the Lord and how to make the word of the word of the Lord interact with everything they're learning, because the word of the Lord is infused into pretty much every badge that we have. And I think that's something that's great about Trail Life, teaching young boys to learn how to use the Word of God to evaluate and interact with situations that they face, things that they have to learn, jobs that they're in, subjects they're learning in school. Yeah, that's my pitch.
That's 60 seconds. Awesome.
Great, man.
All right. No tears. No tears. No tears. I want you got 60 seconds to talk to mom and pops and anything you want to say to them.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, No tears, oh boy. Mom and Dad, thank you so much for making the right decisions for me, even though I didn't want to make them for myself. Thank you so much for having the foresight to try me out in Boy Scouts and see that that wasn't working and put me in trail life. Thank you so much for all the support that you've offered me as I pursued the Freedom Award, even though at times I was kind of iffy about if I really wanted to go all the way. Thank you so much for encouraging me to go to Hillsdale, even though, again, I wasn't sure if I wanted to go there. Thank you so much for all the opportunities that I've been able to experience, culminating in this one, really. This is one of the biggest ones that I've ever had. Really, it is all thanks to God working through you. So thank you for being so receptive to the Lord in my life and in your lives. God bless you both, and I hope you're feeling stress-free right now, and I know you're proud of me. I'm so proud of you guys, but thank you so much for everything. God bless you both.
Avi Maljenian and everyone. Incredible. You nailed it.
Thank you.